Looks like a motorbike. Oh, it's a scooter. Scooter.
Well, I really struggle to get that on, so we're going to take the shaft out, punch that back out, and we'll see if there's anything there that's stopping us from getting where we want to go. So we've got that oil seal that goes there. Oh, so you can see there is actually a couple mil there that sort of sits around. We probably were hitting the bottom of this. So effectively our total length here, this, we want that total length there to be coming in from this lip here to inside of here to inside of here. 46 mil, and these together are 47.5 millimeters. It's never going to fit because once this lip goes in, there's a couple millimeters short there, where this won't be designed to go around there at all. So with all that knowledge, it means that this guy, actually, we will be safe to reduce that. We want to do that so that this guy can slot into here and not swing around. That seems odd, but maybe this was machined up. So if we reduce it by a millimeter, that'll give us correct sizing for all of this. Now this little tab should be able to seat. Yeah, it seats right in there now and it doesn't squiggle around. So that's ready to go back in. You can put these tabs back on. So this guy should just go in here. Like this, and he's locked, and then we can screw that on. We've been shopping. We've got springs now for the brake, so they're not the same spring, but they are sort of strong enough to sort of pull it back in and we shouldn't get any rubbing. This lower lip here goes towards this member here, so the drum will be on this side of it and the shock on this side. We'll put that together. This is a press fit into there. So the bottom bearing goes here, and this bearing comes in this part here. So we've got to take that bearing back off, which means we've got to take that off so that all that slides in there nicely. Now to get this off, there's a special tool. The special tool is 615033. Now that tool, I don't think I've got. But I do have stuff that's very similar. See, these nuts don't quite fit it. But it is a sort of standard nut configuration here. And my M10s are just off 16.4 millimeters edge to edge, and this is 16.9. So I've only got half a millimeter to take out in total. So what I might do is sand off the edges here to get us that width, and then attach a couple nuts to it, and then we can wind this out. Yep, so that's loosened that off. That's brilliant. Okay, we'll take this bit off and we'll get all that put up together. Now that that's begrudgingly off, so just simply go over Oh no, is that hitting the spring? Ew, that's not good. So I've managed to take off the brake drum, which is annoying to redo work. So this spring here is hitting these little strength notches here, these little bits here, which is annoying because that's obviously going to break stuff at speed. So what I'm going to do is I've found this other spring, which is a low profile one. This one's a bit fat. So what we'll do is we'll stick this one on. Hopefully it won't hit. So I configured with the parts list. Brake pads on the back and the brake pads on the front are the same parts. There's a leading and a trailing brake and they have the exact same part number. So they can't be in the wrong place. This is how it should be. These are the right parts, things in the right place. There shouldn't be issues. I have a theory in my head, but I don't know if I want to say this or not. Another theory that I've got is I shouldn't have shortened that spacer, and I did that so that this tab would fit in there, but maybe this tab is broken. Maybe that's supposed to have more of a point down. If that spacer in there is too short, it means that we're pressing this in a bit far in there. So I might have screwed up by changing that. I thought that would be right just to get this in the right spot. Maybe this was already in the right spot. Maybe it was just broken on the end there. I thought I needed to modify it because it had this little bit here. I don't even know if you can see that. It's got a little tab there. I think that this part must be broken. And I think that tab's supposed to be a bit longer than that. What we're going to do is we're going to have to get these two fresh and new.
A few moments later.
So we've had a couple packages arrive in the mail. We've got more tube stock to replace the one that we modified accidentally, and we've got some new tab washers, which are a little bit smaller inside diameter to the original one, but they do have their little tab in the middle there. I'll see if I can get a good angle. They've got a little tab in the middle there, so that's quite handy. That needs to lock in, so we just need to file that down to get the required size. And this is only a couple mil more than this, so we might still need to space it out a bit, but that's probably not the end of the world. If we need more space, we'll probably just put in some big washers. Okay, so as ugly as that is, it now fits. So we've got that tab there that fits into a threaded port on the spindle, so it'll lock it, and then these will bend up to lock up into the nut. And that just sits in there, locks in there, it's not going to turn around. And these tabs just fit over the nut, over this nut. So we've raided the garage and we've found a couple things, a couple of washers that'll help space us out enough. So we'll chuck those guys in there, and with all of that and this should still lock. So we'll drive that home and put all that together. We do have a massive gap between here and here, but at the moment we've got no rubbing, and I don't think we can get that on anymore. So my calculation is right, this should fit in there and lock. Yeah, it does sort of lock. I'm not really convinced that this is all good now. I'm not really convinced, but it is working. Perhaps we might have gotten away with one washer. Well, that's sort of on. Probably not on as much as I'd like it to be, but it's sort of on there. There's no rubbing. But we can pop that back in there. I mean, that's probably not going anywhere. For now, at least we'll call it happy. If ever a front hub comes up for sale, I'm going to buy it, because I'm not quite happy with a few things with it, but that's alright. It spins. So it's also getting late, getting hungry, getting thirsty, getting dark. So I might call it at that. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon.